You feel the calling to serve people and help them achieve their goals and their dreams. But doubts can lead to wondering if you are good enough as a coach. Does that ring a bell? If it does, know that you're not alone. Most coaches at some point in their careers have doubted themselves, have started to believe that they are not good enough as a coach, that they cannot create the results that they always thought they could for their clients. A few years ago, when I started my coaching journey, I was really excited. I wanted to help people achieve their dreams. I wanted to help people live the best version of their lives. I wanted to help businesses create great impact in the world outside. And as I leaned into that career, I had an opportunity to meet some of the top performing coaches at the time and really sit down with them in a mastermind group. So I very happily and excitedly accepted that invite. I was a new coach. I was still learning the ways, and this was a blessing in disguise. As I walked into the room, sat down with them, and shared my passion, my ambition, my journey, things that I want to do, impact that I want to make, I was laughed at. They said, "Ajit, you're a brown-skinned young person. Nobody cares about you coaching. Nobody wants you to be a coach. You can only be a successful coach if you were white and if you were over 40 and if you were a female." I was surprised. I thought these were people that would inspire me, and right at that moment it felt like that I didn't belong to the coaching community, that I didn't belong in this group, and that I had made the biggest mistake of my life. How often do we look up to people to tell us what we can or cannot achieve? And this was that moment. I was looking up, I was hoping for validation, I was hoping for acceptance, I was hoping for encouragement even. And that conversation was anything but that. It threw me down a spiral of lack of self-belief, lack of confidence, lack of vision for myself. I just thought I chose the wrong profession and I was on the wrong journey. How often do we give away our power? How often do we let other people tell us what we can or cannot do? How often do we look for acceptance and acknowledgement from others so we can feel that we are good enough? We are good enough to be a coach. We are good enough to be whatever that we want to be in our lives. A few years later, I found my way back. But until then, I recognized there were a few things that holds us back, that gets us to get to a place of lack of self-confidence, lack of self-belief that you can coach. The first thing that stops us or creates lack of confidence in us is us doubting ourselves. We doubt our competence, we doubt our capabilities, we doubt if we will be able to create the impact that we promise to our clients. We doubt all these things that creates an aura of self-doubt around us, and we constantly question our own capabilities. And that becomes our first most significant reason why we hold ourselves back and why we doubt ourselves. The second thing that really creates that doubt within us is comparison. We think to get ahead in life, we need to compete, we need to compare. If somebody seems like they're doing a great job, I must be as good as them from what I can see, what I can perceive, so I can finally feel like I should get that success. The comparison and competition is very natural to human beings, but it's also one of the ways that we create deep unhappiness in our lives. Competition is not a way to create performance in your life. Competition is the fastest path to misery. And that is what happens to us. We start to compare and compete, and because of that, we start to doubt ourselves because we feel like somebody else is better than us, and that we need to be somebody to finally get that success, to finally get that growth. And the last thing that holds us back and creates self-doubt is this thing similar to what happened to me. You see, it's a very popular saying, hurt people hurt people. These individuals that doubted me or questioned my abilities just because of the color of my skin, just because of my age, was hurt people hurting other people. They couldn't resolve their own trauma, so they decided the best way to deal with it was to lay on a trauma on me. And that is something that may be happening around you right now. Somebody telling you that you're not capable enough, you're not competent enough, you're not going to make anything out of your life because of a particular country that you're from, or a particular skin tone that you are, a particular age that you are. All of those things are just reflections of hurt people hurting you so they can feel better about their own life, without recognizing that one day they were at the same place and somebody did the same exact thing to them. Somebody who was hurt hurted them, and now they think that they have to pass it along instead of learning from it and never pass it along. The consequence of all three of those factors is that we start to lose our confidence in ourselves. We start to believe that we are not good enough just yet, that we are not competent enough just yet. And as we repeat that story to ourselves, we get into a downward spiral. We say, oh, I'm not good enough, so you don't take action. So you feel even not good enough, and then you don't take action. And you keep going down this downward spiral, telling yourself again and again and again that you're not good enough, and so you must not take action. That's where you might be right now. You might be somewhere down that spiral. You may have had somebody tell you that you're not good enough. You may have compared yourself to somebody else, or it might just be you telling you that you're not good enough, that right now you're not at a place where you can start a coaching career, where you can grow a coaching career, where you can be a successful coach. I'm here to show you a few tools that you can use, a few mind shifts that you can invite yourself into that will break the cycle of doubt, break the cycle of inaction. The first thing that I want to tackle is you doubting yourself. You see, you doubt yourself mostly because you have lack of confidence in your competence. And confidence and competence are very, very tightly related. You see, we feel confident about anything that we have competence in. For example, if you have built competence in driving cars or riding a bicycle, you don't doubt yourself every time you turn on the car saying, will I be able to drive this? You don't, because you have built competence around it. You have done it so many times that now it's natural to you. Now it's affirmative to you that you can drive a car. So you're really competent in driving the car, and hence you're very confident in driving your car. Now let's take the same example of anything that is new. When you first learned how to drive a car, did you feel confident, or were you constantly scared? You were constantly scared, you were concerned, you didn't know if you're going to be able to drive the car or will you run somebody over. And that's how your journey started, and that's how anything starts. When you start something new, it is about taking imperfect action so you can keep building competence. What may be holding you back is the cycle of doubt and inaction. The moment you break that cycle by taking action, you'll start to build competence. The more competence you build, the more confident you will feel. And the more confident you will feel, the less you will doubt your capabilities. So the best path and the easiest path for you to get out of your inaction doubt cycle is to start taking imperfect action. Confident action towards the next best thing you can do, and keep taking that action until you feel competent and hence confident in the skill of coaching. The second consideration I have for you is that everybody, even if they look more successful or they look less successful, they're going through the same journey that you are. It may sound a little bit ridiculous to hear because you may be like, what are you talking about? That person is so successful. They're definitely not going through the same journey that I am going. Well, it may not look like the same journey, but it is very much the same journey. I have been unsuccessful and I've been successful. And I must tell you that I have fears and doubts and concerns and challenges even today. I'm sure when I will be more successful, I'll have the same. They may look different, they may appear different, they may be solved in a different way, but they still exist. All of us, irrespective of how we look financially in our life or impact-wise in our lives, are going through the same human experience. We experience emotions, we have fears, we have concerns, we have challenges that we are tackling with. And so even when outside things may look perfect, inside we're still a work in progress. So when you look at someone, instead of comparing yourself to them, see if you can lean into empathy. Empathy for them, for their growth, for their joy, for their concerns. Because like you are having a human experience, they are having a human experience. Everybody is on the same path. There is no reason for us to compare. Lastly, it is key for us to protect ourselves from being hurt by hurt people. You see, our mind is like a garden. We can either sow seeds or we can sow weeds. You can choose today, you can choose right now if you're going to sow a seed or you can sow a weed. When you let a hurt person hurt you and get influenced by it, you sow a weed in your garden, in your mental garden, your psychological garden, your spiritual garden. And this weed is going to make you hurt somebody sometime in the future. But if you listen to this hurt person that is trying to hurt you, and you take the seed of that by saying, I will never do this to anybody else. I am not going to make myself feel better by hurting somebody else. And you sow that seed. you sow that seed of empathy, of compassion, of understanding, you will find that over time, your mind will become a garden of beautiful flowers. So next time when somebody tries to hurt you because they are hurt themselves, I invite you to stop yourself in taking that hurt and carrying it with you, but to forgive this person that has hurt you and move on to create a bigger, better experience for yourself and the world around you. Now that you've released your self-doubt, there might be an excitement that you have around just quitting your job, quitting whatever you do, and do coaching full-time. Don't do that yet. Next week, I'm releasing a new video that will show you exactly what to do and how to think about quitting your job or quitting your current career to build a better and more successful coaching business. So I'll see you then.